Barbie! I told you to wait in the dream house. Boys, avenge me! Avenge me! Avengers!
Bazinga.
Scruffy-looking nerf herders.
Ethan Hunt contacted you?
I am good, Rooster. I'm very good.
So you are Yoi, the trainer who trains.
Gonzo the Great will ride this baby again.
Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the Real Serious Cast. As always, joined by Jack, and 99.9% of the time joined by Charles. We are back. It is our Oscar show. It is the Real Serious Awards show. Very excited for the first annual edition of it. But I think we do have to start with Chuck. For those who are not watching, is in the middle of the desert.
I think they said the Mojave Desert.
Okay.
I'm in yesterday when I was in the car. I'll do the what do you call this? The show off? Pan. Yeah, I'll do the pan.
Looks like cars up in there.
Dude, that's what I said. I told my mom, I was like, these little things look like the cones from Cars.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, all right.
Well, I tell you, fellas, the desert. When we all get in the desert, we have to do a desert pod. I feel like that would be just so electric.
Yeah.
One
pod.
camera, us just sitting in the desert
in front of a fire.
I gotta get my money up for that, but we can totally make that happen. You know, hopefully sooner rather than later.
And then we'll review Waterworld
in front of a fire. Yeah, and the entire time we just roast hot dogs, but we never take them off the stick. They're just
they're just
the
burning.
entire episode. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. I got here yesterday, and I was telling you guys before, but I was going to record in the room, and then my mom was like, I'd like to continue sleeping. I was like, yeah, okay, that's fair. So I came out here, and the option was either in the shade where you'd probably be able to see my face a little better, but it's kind of cold still in the morning.
See quite well.
Oh, you can see my eyes?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the hat perfectly covers it.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, and the alternative option was come down here in the sun, and I opted for that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here we are.
Stunning.
It actually occurred to me. It's episode 60. I think it was episode 53 that you guys were like, I'm calling it that Charlie will have decorations in his room by episode 59. I think you said episode 59.
I think so.
And I did get decorations.
Yeah.
And it was
there's no way to see it.
I know. No, I know. There is no way to see it. But last week, if my Wi-Fi had been cooperating, I would have been able to join, and you guys would have been correct. Episode 59, I would have. So it'll have to wait until episode 61.
Boy, I like the background you got right now, though. So I will say it's very pleasant to look at.
Yeah,
it's not.
I know. Maybe we should. I kind of want to all do an outside episode now. If there's ever a woods themed movie, we can all do the outside or something.
I want to say
movie. Maybe Avatar 3.
I want to say my fourth episode I was on with you guys. I was outside. I was on vacation in New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
I was and you could probably just hear the wind flying past my it was the audio was probably atrocious. So I don't even want to think how bad that was.
I could think of the perfect episode for it, by the way. Maybe Minecraft. We'll all be in the overworld.
Oh yeah.
With all of my popcorn bucket sheep.
Oh god, that looks so terrible. Oh, I forgot to even add that to the list of things to talk about. Good thing I brought that up. It was not even in the rundown.
So, are we feeling the popcorn bucket or
the pink sheep? Why is it not a grass block? It was
or a crafting tape or
a bucket.
Chest?
What about the bucket?
I like it.
Oh, man,
all right.
I don't know. I'm so out on this movie. I'm a hater.
I'm kind of in. I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah.
I think this trailer, I agree with Charlie. It got me more excited for it, but it still doesn't change that I think this is going to be a bad movie.
Oh. Breaking news. We have some big breaking news. A bunch of Avengers Doomsday concept art was just leaked on the internet. So buyer beware of going on the internet. It might have some plot points for Avengers Doomsday. So
did you look at them?
I'm looking at them right now. and it's like I wish I could sever myself and unsee it, because now I'm gonna.
Oh,
You know.
really?
Well, I mean, if you've ever read the comics, it hits some. I don't know. I'm done. Nope, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna sanctify this. Okay.
Damn, that's
I get
fun.
I know. Sorry. But yeah. So looks like everything's going well with the boys. Jack looks, dare I say, gulp.
Why? Jack
What?
looks why?
Dude, it's gonna be just like this for the Severance episode, season finale. Anyway,
I'm so pumped for that episode.
When is that?
Chick like short sleeve collar. It's in 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
So I have 2 weeks.
Episode 8 is next week, and there's 10 episodes a season. So 8, 9, 10. So 3 weeks away.
Okay, I might just hammer those episodes and like put every movie on the back burner. Just to
Shout
catch
out
up.
Ave Dog. Avery did do that, and she is obsessed with the show now. So
I just got another T-shirt.
another T-shirt.
It's on the way.
I didn't know you
It's
had
on
the
way.
first one.
Oh, I wore it last episode.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
If anyone was curious, if you Google Minecraft, you can play a little Minecraft thing in the Google browser, which I'm doing right now.
all right.
So shout out. But we actually have a shocking amount of news today, which I was surprised with Oscar week. Like usually Oscar week is pretty dead.
Damn.
And one bit of the news is like just shockingly just like clowning on the Oscars, because yikes. But we'll get there. But we have to talk about a 2026 Christmas release, which will be interesting. But yeah, a lot of other stuff, and then we'll do our own little Oscars show. So probably should get right into it. Did we all have a light week on movie watching?
Light is a understatement.
Okay, I was on Letterboxd a couple times. I never saw like any of us, and I was like, all right, it's a light week for all of us, because it was a light week for me. This might be the lightest week since starting this podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't watch much.
Mhm.
I mean, I have 2 weeks to catch up on with you guys, and even then, it's not much.
This
I
week,
guess I can go.
Yeah, you hop in.
Jack.
You hop in, Jack.
Me? Okay. I rewatched a couple of my favorites, Singing in the Rain, Paddington 2. Just phenomenal. Watched No Country for Old Men. I'd watched this before, I think, with Hunter, but I didn't have Letterboxd, so I didn't log it. Gave it 4.5 stars. This was actually when our Wi-Fi was out, and I came in the rescue with my physical media.
Mhm.
So, shout out physical media. And then the last one I watched was Flow. Have you guys seen this? Jack, I know you said you
I was
wanted
going to, and then I saw your
Want to.
Letterboxd review.
I just I watched it with Jenna, and it was kind of just like a nothingness movie. I didn't even think the animation was that impressive. It looked like Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and like that animation is really cool for a video game, but for a movie, it's not really like that impressive. I'm not going to get super into it, but I just wasn't super impressed with it.
I hate that.
Yeah,
Dang.
I was bummed.
I'm like looking forward to watching that. Like me and Caitlin have slowly just like we're gonna watch it, and then it's just like same with Paddington. Like I just haven't gotten to Paddington 3.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, was that the end
Well,
of your week?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Wow.
And
I
my
watched
2 weeks.
nothing this week. No
I
movies.
never thought I would see the
What
day.
have you been doing?
So what have I been doing? So me and my roommate, as you guys know, that we are trying to watch The Sopranos.
Yeah.
And we've realized just how much time we have left and how many episodes we have to go. So we have kind of been on a grind to get through that. I want to say we have like 40 episodes left. And obviously we're like thinking about how many weeks we have left at school, and it's like, oh, we got 8 weeks. So we got, you know what I'm saying? It's like 4.5 episodes a week. So we cranked out, I want to say like 6 episodes of The Sopranos this week. So it's not like I didn't watch anything, and then obviously watched Severance. But now I'm on season 4, episode 4 or episode 5 of Sopranos. So like slowly but surely making my way through the Sopranos show. Good show, by the way.
Do you know how it ends?
No. I know
Oh,
it hasn't gotten
you
ruined
might
for
be
me.
the one human being in today's society who doesn't know how to
I
spell
know
that.
like I know it's like very popular and it's been shown at like football games and stuff, and like I'll like start watching it. my roommate, he let me know that Don't Stop Believin', like every episode ends on like a song.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Believin' is like the final song. So like when
Is
I
the
hear
final
that,
song.
it's kind of like a kick in for me, like get out, scroll away.
Yeah.
And plus
run.
on Instagram, TikTok, I've all like blocked the phrase like Sopranos so that I don't get any posts with. Very
Okay.
helpful if you're trying to avoid spoilers, because obviously if you're just casually scrolling through social media, it's gonna pop up. Even though like I didn't search anything, it's just my phone hears me and they know what's up. But yeah, crazy light week. Just mourning the stupidness of some of these voters. It just we'll get to it later, but it pains me. It really does.
Jack, you know what's coming soon for you? The time between graduation and your job starting, and you are going to fly through movies during that time. I was averaging like 16 movies a week during that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You find some stuff in the depths of like Netflix and HBO Max that you did not know existed.
Yeah, it's going to be – I'm very excited for you, Jack. You're going to have a good time.
I'm going to be able to rank every Netflix original movie from worst to best. It's going to be it's going to be such a crazy time. I'm excited to see what I get.
70 days of pure mayhem.
A little bit later. I actually don't start till October, so I got a while. I got some exams and stuff I got to study for, but you know, gonna treat that like work to a certain extent, to where I kind of clock in, do my work, and then later on I can just see Superman 50 times. You know,
booyah!
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. For Valentine's Day, Caitlin, I wanted to like make it kind of visible without throwing it into my wall. I don't know if you guys can see it.
There you go. I made you big.
So
it's like a film projector.
Yeah. So Caitlin knows that like I really enjoyed my Italian film class about a year ago, and she got one of her friends on the bike team who makes a bunch of like really cool stuff, like handmade, and basically made like this reel like of the movie posters of the movies that I watched when I was in this Italian film class. So like super cool decoration, trying to figure out where to put it, but I really love it. It's awesome. Just trying to figure out the space here, but yeah.
Nice. Good stuff, man.
Yeah. What'd you watch this week, Hunter?
I had my lowest week in like a long time as well. I went down a rabbit hole of diners, drive-ins, and dives. So hand up, that took a lot of my week. I'll be honest, like that took a lot of my week. I also watched quite a bit of Bobby Flay, like Beat Bobby Flay. Insane show. But the two that I actually watched, so as we talked about last week, but I'll fill in Charles and those maybe who missed the episode. After the come down from Captain America 4, I was like, there's no way that this other MCU Phase 4 stuff has been as bad. It's like, it just can't be. So I went back and I watched Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, the Sam Raimi turn to the genre film. And this movie has so much sauce. Like, it's not even funny. Like, it looks so much better than everything else. The camera moves so dynamically. Like, the creativity and the action and everything is just so well done. And my biggest issue with it the first time was how like different it was. And I think it is its biggest strength. Like, it is an incredible rewatch. And honestly, this thing I think it does the strongest is when the cameos do happen, which was everyone's like seals clapping at the screen moment. Sam Raimi does the thing where he kills them all off. And I think it's such a strong choice because it's like, listen, I gave you the sprinkle you wanted, and now they're gone. Back to the story I was doing. And I think it's just a really, really well done movie. And biggest thing in the world that made me even more annoyed at Captain America 4. There are people here. Like, every scene when they walk through a city, like there's background actors walking by them. They walk in front of them, in front of the screen. Like, when there's monsters running around the city, like people are actually sprinting and screaming and running. In Captain America 4, when they go into that final park at the end to have the Captain America Red Hulk fight, there's not a soul to be found. Like, there should have been people there, and at least that could have been a little more interesting. Of like, Sam Wilson was trying to save the people while also fighting the Hulk, and like, it's such a simple thing to do that it puts this movie leagues above. So big recommend again if you haven't seen it in a while. And then I was like, all right, I need to watch some high class cinema. So I jumped back into some Quentin Tarantino and watched Glorious Bastards.
Nice.
Arguably a perfect movie. Like, yeah. Oh.
Sorry, I'm doing that. I'm doing for those listening. I'm doing like the 3 gesture that got.
Arguably a perfect film. Like,
yeah,
an incredibly well done, well made, well constructed film. And I think one of the best scenes in this movie is the underground bar.
Yeah.
Just full of so much tension, so much just like little camera movements that make everything so well done. So yeah, Inglourious Basterds 5 out of 5, easy 5 out of 5. But that was it. And then Severance.
I don't think we've done a Tarantino kind of. I mean, I don't think we like a deep dive would necessarily be like. But I think there's some like Jackie Brown. I want to say I haven't seen yet, and I think the Hateful Eight. I think there's a couple that like we could talk about. You know,
yeah. Because last month I watched Reservoir Dogs for the first time, and that was great.
Yeah. I watched Reservoir Dogs and Hateful Eight last month for the first time.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of my top movies ever. So
I want to revisit that. I haven't seen it in a while, but that'd be a fun one to do.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Sweet. That's all I got.
If that's of interest to anyone,
yeah,
I'm happy to spearhead that.
Consider in.
Kieran Culkin.
Oh, Kieran Culkin actually would be a great Tarantino guy. That'd be so awesome, actually. All right. Cool. Did Chuck already go? Did I forget? Charles went first. Duh.
I think it's just. It was
for those who don't know, we're recording on Saturday, and like we're usually a Sunday podcast, so I'm all thrown off. Like
we're out of it.
I'm real off
our rhythm.
I was about to say like the Oscars are tonight, and they're just not. They're tomorrow. So, all right, let's get into some news. So I broke this down into groupings. So do we want to start with random, Marvel, DC, or Star Wars?
Let's start with Star Wars because that's
I was feeling Star Wars.
All right,
as well.
so early in the week, news broke that Kathleen Kennedy was reportedly going to retire. So then, obviously, as Hollywood does, someone sat down and interviewed with her, and I believe it was Deadline. And basically, she said, "Obviously, I'm going to retire someday, but now is not the time. We're still working on a lot of stuff." And then she gave some information on other projects. So, number one. Sean Levy's Star Wars movie will be set 5 or 6 years after The Rise of Skywalker, starring Ryan Gosling. That is still moving forward, still going well. Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie is now working with a new writer. We'll see if that. She's like, basically the first act looks good, but we'll see if it ever comes to fruition. And then that's kind of about it, like for Star Wars news. And I have to say, Star Wars should just go away for a while. I do believe that. I think Star Wars needs a 10-year break, and then we'll come back with either a new trilogy or like something, but we need a break.
I think we as a podcast all share that sentiment that
Star
Wars is tired. We're all sick of it, and they're not coming out with good look, is it Sean Levy or Levy?
It's, I think, Levy.
I'm all for a Sean Levy 3-star movie.
Yeah.
But I do think we need to cool with the Star Wars content.
I'm with you.
And like,
just tired.
Taika Waititi is a great, like when he wants to be great, I think he can be.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he just goes full, when he becomes his true self and decides to make it, like Thor: Love and Thunder, perfect example. Thor Ragnarok, amazing. I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit, but I've heard just phenomenal things about that movie. Honestly, I think him like doing a Star Wars movie, that interests me. But that also means you have this massive ceiling of like, Thor Ragnarok, and then you have this massive floor of Thor Love and Thunder. It's like, where is he going to strike?
Yeah.
But honestly, I like him directing a movie more than I like Sean Levy, because I feel like he will bring more of his direction to this movie, as where Sean Levy is probably just going to give us more of the same things that we don't like right now.
Yeah, that's true.
At least in my opinion. Like, I don't feel like Sean Levy's the type of director to take a massive chance. Look, I hope he does. I hope he does. He makes something that's like awesome and like takes a massive risk. But like, we all enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine, but like, there weren't any massive risks that were made in that movie. It was like a pretty like standard by the book movie that kind of just was very self-contained.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I just think there's too much of it. I think there's such a like power to limiting what is available to an audience. Like, did any of us watch Skeleton Crew? And I heard that was good, but like,
yeah,
it's just so interesting how Star Wars is just so oversaturated. But like, there's only been a couple other things. It's just you needed a win, and we'll talk about it a little bit. The Andor trailer does look really good, and Andor apparently is phenomenal. But it's just like the discourse around Star Wars is just so fresh, like it's just so exhausting that it's hard to jump back on the bandwagon.
I don't really understand. So I'm trying to think about it from Disney's point of view. What is it about this franchise that's still like why are they still making new content? Are there people that are watching? No, I know, but like, are people really watching these shows?
Oh yeah.
Enough, really?
Yeah.
I think it's also the toys, it's also theme parks, it's like the whole ecosystem of Star Wars that just keeps it pumping. Like, Star Wars toys will never go to fashion. Star Wars anything will not, like the comics line. I mean, think about like Lego Star Wars, right? Like, people still buy those sets all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and from Disney's perspective, like, all right, we're gonna make a science fiction movie, a sci-fi movie. They have like almost zero incentive to make us just a normal sci-fi movie.
Yeah, like they would never make like a Flash Gordon.
If they were to be like, oh, sci-fi Star Wars, and just like slap it on there, like it automatically is gonna.
But see, I would much rather them do that. Like, the Star Wars galaxy is so big. I don't know why you can't be like, all right, anyone who has a sci-fi story, just bring it to us, and we'll see if we can just tweak a couple things here and there to like tie it into Star Wars, but then just tell your own story. Like, I don't need a Star Wars story that's like full of Jedi and Sith. Like, that's why I think Andor works so well, because it's not.
To be honest, their hit rate, like, I think they're just making, a product at this point and just kind of hoping that stuff sticks.
Yes, literally.
And it's just such a massive IP that to just sit on it just seems foolish. So honestly, with Andor, and I think Andor is like a great example. I've not watched Andor, but from what I've heard, it's amazing and it's like great Star Wars. So
best Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and I think it brought us that, and people are saying season 2 looks good. So, I don't know. I think personally, I'm not like, man, Star Wars is completely like down the hole. I just think I'm just like, it's not for me. But I'm going to be sitting ready to go when Revenge of the Sith
does the re-release?
Re-released in theaters.
Yeah.
I will be in full cosplay. I will reenact the scene. I will get a friend to stand up there and I'll say, "You turned her against," just it's going to be crazy.
I also think that it's just like it's everyone's Star Wars is so different. And I think that's the hard part. Where like the one major complaint about the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I think actually works well for it in like the long run is like the consistency of it. Like, yeah, you watch a Daredevil and it's a darker version of, like Spider-Man or whatever, but like they all kind of fit in the same world. But like, you watch The Mandalorian and it's just so shockingly different tonal wise than I think like Ahsoka is, or like even like Obi-Wan is. Like, it's just they don't ever feel like the same, which I think is a good thing, but I think from a fan perspective, fans complain about that. But I don't know.
Fans complain about everything though.
Yeah, especially Star Wars. Star Wars fans are never happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think nowadays everyone's always hating on something about everything.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this as a podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Some of it's justified, some of it's a little much.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Marvel, DC, or random. What do you want next?
Marv?
We can do Marv.
Marv.
All right, let's do Marv. Punisher getting his own Disney Plus special spotlight, co-written by John Bernthal, the actor who plays Punisher, coming in 2026. Let me tell you, boys. Inject it into my veins. This is my stuff right here. Daredevil coming out next week. I am beyond excited. This is like the antithesis of my street level heroes. I need it. I'm ready.
But not just is Daredevil is coming out next week, but it's getting like rave reviews from everyone.
Got my Daredevil
those are
glasses
tough.
on.
Those are so tough.
My God.
Yeah, just wait till San Diego Comic-Con when I got the whole fit on.
That's awesome.
Oh my
But like
God.
even the people I see on social media that are exhausted, and look, I get it.
Yes.
They went to this event. It could very much just be like a paid promotion, but like everyone is raving about this show and saying that it brings back the tone that was present in the Netflix show. So I think I'm going to. I feel like this is a really stupid decision, and I know like the first couple seasons of Daredevil are like amazing, and I know I need to catch up on that, but like I feel like I just need to watch. I'm gonna watch this when it comes out.
Yes.
Feel like that's just like I want.
I think just find a YouTube video that's like 20 minutes long that'll probably recap the first 3 seasons, and then you can always go back. Like that's the thing. Like I'm a Daredevil fanboy. Like I love this guy. I love all the characters like in the Defender Netflix verse. But like I do think that they've made a cognitive choice, or I would assume, having not seen it, in the first couple episodes, there's like a relearning period of here's who these people are. Like here's Matt Murdock, here's Foggy Nelson, like here's Karen Page, here's all the people in his little gallery. And then there's definitely going to be like a time jump of, it's been a while since season 3. So like, I assume they're gonna have to refill the audience in. So I feel like this is a good jumping on point.
Voiceover comes on. Hey guys, remember me? It's Daredevil.
It's me, Matt Murdock.
It's been a while.
Yeah. They do the Shrek opening where it's like
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a while.
This guy.
That was a really bad one. I apologize.
Yeah.
That was
maybe they could have what's his name from Ant-Man do that
good.
where he does like the recap.
And then my friends, and then we went and I saw Scotty.
That was such a good part of those movies that they got rid of in the third one.
I know.
Stupid. Oh man. All right. Well, that's the Marvel news. Besides the breaking news I broke earlier.
Marv?
Okay. Marv. So DC or random?
The Marv news.
DC? All right, down for DC.
Good.
All right, DC. So we'll save the better part of the news for second. So the DC Studios had an event on Monday where they talked about where they're at, what's going on. A couple things they mentioned was that Supergirl is halfway through filming. Clayface has found its director, and will shoot this summer for a fall 2026 release. Sergeant Rock, Luca Guadagnino is very excited and looking for a star. Peacemaker will come out in August, and Creature Commandos is being fast-tracked for season 2. And then we got the announcement of a couple additional projects. So let me find where that is listed. This article is way too long for what I want. All right. Well, I wrote it down anyway. So one is a Starfire TV show, which apparently is going to be set in the DC universe, which is kind of cool. I think it's going to be animated, but he said like animated characters can go back and forth. Obviously, like we saw in Creature Commandos, so not too shocking. And is this a better article? Teen Titans. The Teen Titans movie is happening moving forward. Robert Pattinson's Batman will not be the Batman of the DCU, which is like
What?
Jack fans out there are going
Great.
crazy.
Great.
What?
I don't
They're
know.
casting.
I
They're
think it's
casting me as Batman.
silly. Yeah, I
Oh,
am
okay.
Batman. Let's see. Where's the other thing that I liked? The Blue Beetle show is in pre-production. DC Superpowers takes place at an Alliance School for Heroes, focused on students Lightning, Flash, Plastic Man, Aquagirl, Green Lantern, and Terra, who level up their powers under the supervision of Principal Martian Manhunter. One day hopes of graduating and becoming next generation of Earth's defenders. Whether that's in the main DC universe is to be seen. And then a My Adventures with Superman spin-off show called My Adventures with Green Lantern is coming as well. So yeah.
I'm
Hooray.
personally so pumped for the Teen Titans movie.
Yeah.
And I say that as someone that has briefly paid attention to like the cartoons when I was a kid. Like I did not, that was not my show, but when I would lock in and watch it, I enjoyed it. So I think being able to bring that to the big screen is like super awesome. And I think this is what I'm most excited about for like the DC universe is like stories that haven't been so mainstream are going to become, these massive blockbusters now. So I'm excited to see where those go.
So, Jack, before you joined the podcast, we did like a DC draft, and we picked like 5 categories, and one of them was next movie to be made. And Hunter chose. Well, actually, we both chose. Hunter just chose before me a Teen Titans movie.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm pretty sure it was like 4 weeks later they announced that they were going to begin production.
That's awesome.
It was pretty
which is
crazy.
pretty cool.
55 episodes later.
Yeah. 55 episodes later, we made it.
55 episodes later.
But then the big piece of news, and I think this is the big piece of news that kind of broke the internet, to be honest, was the first look at HBO's Lanterns shows with Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre. We got our first look at Hal Jordan's Ring. This looks awesome. Like it's just a for good first look, but it looks so good, man. I cannot wait for this actually.
And I think the Hal Jordan scruffiness is just there. You can feel it.
He's so dead by the end of the show.
It's awesome. I love it.
Oh man, it looks good. I think that's going to be the thing. It's like Hal Jordan has the ring and Aaron Pierre probably doesn't for the whole time, and then he'll die, and then the ring goes to him, and that's like in Green Lantern's light.
And then Ryan Reynolds shows up, and no.
But I think it's so smart to put it on Earth, where it's like an investigation based on a murder. I think it's just like True Detective with Green Lanterns is awesome. What a cool idea, man! That looks so good. Pumped. All right, now we're on to the random stuff. All right, let's start with the least interesting news, because we kind of broke it last week or the week before. John Lithgow confirmed as Dumbledore. So pretty cool, I guess. All the Potterheads. Actually, this is cool. I'm staying cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think out of all the people to choose to play Dumbledore, I think it's just such a massive name.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I watched the interview where he stated, saying that this is gonna be basically the role for the rest of his life. And he seems to have very high spirits about it. I also watched an interview with Ralph Fiennes where he was asked about the possibility of Cillian Murphy playing Voldemort.
0%.
Well, no, I know that,
shot.
but I just his response to this was probably one of the most mature responses I've ever heard. He's like, these corporations, they'll just make it again, and they're gonna try something new, and I think it's great. I think it's great that they're gonna put their own spin on it, and I'm sure it's gonna, stylistically, it's gonna be great, and it's just, I think out of all the ways you could have easily, especially being in that cast from those iconic movies, you could totally just crap on what's to come. But I think how he responded to that question was very professional, which doesn't surprise me from a guy like Ralph Fiennes.
Mm-hmm.
So, possible Oscar winner. We'll see.
We'll
Probably.
see.
Nah, he's already gotten one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, the other thing we could talk about. So after the episode last week, the SAG Awards happened, and Timothy Chalamet won.
Oh,
Could have known.
Awesome.
I loved his speech after. His
Yeah, it
speech was great. People were hating on it. It's like, no, dude. This is what I want out of my A-list actors. I want you to call your shot. I want you to be confident. Like, this is great. He pointed to the crowd and was like, I'm basically Kobe. I'm LeBron. I'm Jordan. It was great.
Yeah.
So
I liked it.
honestly, where a lot of people hating on it though, I saw like two
Yes.
hate videos, and then in the comments, someone would be like, "Username is at blank, fellas, you know what to do." And then I would go to that username, and just all their videos would be like so much hate in their comments. So I feel like most people were really into the speech.
I
You know-
just saw like a few of like big accounts that were like, this is really not how we do it. Like, this isn't classy at all. It's like, all right, just touch grass.
I love how Timmy handled the award. I think for me personally, I think I felt very happy for him because he's just such an accomplished actor at such a young age. But then I also had this feeling of like, so this is what it feels like for like an actor to win something where you feel like it's not their best work.
Yes.
And we've talked about this, like, you know, kind of like the career award, but like,
Mhm.
I think that's an award where everyone recognizes him and says like, hey, like we understand that you are like quite possibly the face of cinema for the next 20, 30 years,
Mhm.
you know?
And
And I think it's cool to see that the Glenn Powell, Timothy Chalamet movie is going to break. It's
This
going to break
podcast may
the
never be
internet.
the same.
But I loved his response and it was great. And anyone who wants to hate on it, just like go hate on somebody else. Like
Touch
Mhm.
grass, Go for a
touch
walk.
grass.
take a shower.
Take a shower. That's crazy.
But yeah.
No, it was
Um,
good.
All right. The next, I'm saving. We'll save this for before we do our Oscar show. I'll save that one. All right. The Office reboot. Who's ready for Oscar Nunez to return to the office? Let's go. Oh, dude, some middle-aged mom just spit out their morning coffee and out of pure joy. This is just so Oscar is going back to the office in the new show. Apparently it's going to be set at a dying newspaper company, so prepare for a just very interesting, not cool show that's I think going to be very unfunny, but only the funny bits are like callbacks to the original show. I really hope it's good. I would actually be very happy if this was a great show. I just have no confidence in it at all.
I feel
I
like
can
they're
see
always
like
doing. There's always some Office reboot going on somewhere. Same thing.
Yeah.
Just kind of tired.
I'm patiently waiting for the first. That's what she said.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gonna find a way.
And
to,
then
like,
we'll get the
squeeze one
Oscar
in.
doing the Jim looking at camera like, yeah. Man. Sometimes we just gotta let things be. But yeah. All right, and then the greatest piece of news for last. Jason Statham is back as the Beekeeper in The Beekeeper 2. Let's go!
We are so back.
We're
We are
back.
so back.
We're back. There's more hives to protect.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Are they going to use our trailer?
They should. The Beekeeper takes on the gardener. That'd be incredible.
I think it's funny how they're literally making like a sequel to that movie, but it's just not called The Beekeeper. And then they're still gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna make another The Beekeeper.
Yeah, he just
Beekeeper 2
is
anyway.
the Beekeeper in all movies, but like they
Like,
just
I-
name it differently.
Yeah, we need to do a Jason Statham just like deep dive, just insane.
Well, we're about to
Like-
get one in a couple weeks.
How many professions is he involved in, and how many people has he beaten up because they've messed with one of his coworkers?
Yeah.
You know,
Let's see.
not even to mention family.
Oh yeah. Well, we learned last week that Jason Statham and The Rock have a thing in their contract where they can't lose a fight, so they just like tied all the time in that movie.
Yeah,
Oh man, dude, his
that's so funny.
he's got so many movies and they're all so averagely awesome. Good for him.
Most consistent actor in Hollywood.
Honestly, yeah. All right, moving on to some trailers. Let's start with Eden because I only saw this trailer released in German. So, interesting trailer. Starring Jude Law, Ana de Armas, Vanessa Kirby, Daniel Bruhl, Sydney Sweeney. Takes place on like an island where they are kind of all against each other. It looked decent. I don't know. I'm like very interested, but kind of torn on if I really like it.
I'm like kind of like so in.
Oh, really?
Like, not that I'm like, man, this looks amazing, but like the cast alone, I feel like is just grab your buddies, get a big old tub of popcorn, put your hand deep in the popcorn, and just munch away while you watch these actors go to work. You know?
Yeah. No, for sure.
I mean, when does this come out too? Does it come out soon?
I think April. I think it said April. Have I looked at it?
Probably not going to be in my AMC theater, but
AMC, come on.
Praying it is.
A little more.
But I liked it. I mean, just with like the cast, like I agree. I don't think it blew me away in terms of like the plot or anything, but I'm kind of down for, some major actors to get a little crazy, get a little freaky, So
yeah,
I'm there.
Okay. That looked fine. Same thing. I was drawn in by the cast, but I didn't really like completely understand what was going on. So yeah, I'll probably see if it's available and if I have time.
All right, fair. Andor season 2. Do we like that trailer?
Haven't seen the first season. This trailer makes me want to watch the first season.
It's a great
I thought
show.
It was great.
It's a very good show.
It looked very cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool show.
The word around town is that the music didn't align with the trailer perfectly.
Well, some people need to get over themselves.
They said tonally it did not match, which to a certain extent I could potentially agree with, but I haven't seen the first season, so I really can't say anything. Grass.
I don't know. I thought
shower.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty decent. I think somehow magically the story of Cassian Andor is one of the most interesting things that Star Wars has done in the last, hate to say, 2 decades. But yeah, I don't know. This also is a really big shoes to fill. There's a
expectations are high.
Yes, expectations are quite high. So yeah, pretty pumped for Andor season 2. We'll end up watching it, hopefully. This is like an all-time, if I'm on a plane show, I download 3 episodes and I'm catch up. So but yeah, all right, we'll save Shrek for last. Sacramento. This just skyrocketed. It's one of my top movies of the year, anticipation wise. This looked awesome. Kristen Stewart.
It kind of reminded me of
Michael Cera. A little bit, yeah, which I quite liked. They said the trailer was super bad, but for 30-year-olds with depression, which was quite funny.
Halfway there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
A little bit more than halfway.
Did I send you guys? I think I sent it to Henry. I saw a meme on Twitter that I sent to Henry. It was, you're closer to 30 than you are to your first game of Minecraft, and that just...
Oh, yeah.
That twisted a knife so deep inside me that I got really sad. Honestly,
all I gotta say...
Wait, are we closer to 30 than our first game of Fortnite?
All I gotta say about that is...
Yes. Well, I think so, because we were playing Fortnite at 16.
That's gross. That's gross to think. I have skins in my Fortnite locker that are probably 6 years old. Yucky. All right, well, we're old.
It's gonna be like a term hey kid, I got Fortnite skins older than you. You know?
Honestly, yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Where was I that I
It's
figured?
gonna be a movie.
I saw is a TikTok and it was I was born in you have to be 18 to buy a lottery ticket or something, and it was I was born in 2007, and I was like, what? But yeah, I know.
That's insane. I
think we've reached the age where we're actually understanding we're old, but we're not
seeing the Minecraft movie coming out.
Yeah,
we need the Fortnite movie.
Yeah.
Like battle royale
Literally.
style. These characters, they decide to team up. They find out that, they have these feelings and emotions. They talk with one another, and then there's secrets that happen, and then they break apart, and it's just Tiny Man. It's all right there.
Mm-hmm.
All you need to do is call me to produce it, and I'll make it happen.
I'm happy. Happy to be there.
Yeah, I'll throw my $10 in and put my name in the credits. It's gonna be awesome.
But last but certainly not least, Shrek 5, releasing Christmas 2026, starring the original Shrek crew plus Zendaya as Shrek's daughter. But the big controversy was the redesign. They are kind of designed in the Puss in Boots Last Wish style. I think the biggest issue here, and I saw someone fix it, is his eyes are too close. If someone edited it where his eyes were like a couple inches farther apart, and I was like, boom, he's back. He's back to Shrek. I have no issue with them redesigning it. It's my biggest one was Fiona. I thought Fiona looked real weird.
Unfortunately, Fiona she's not aged well. Unfortunately,
No.
Our glorious queen.
No.
I kind of have an issue with the redesign. I think they had a good thing with Shrek 1 through 4. They announced Shrek 5. Everyone was happy, and then this. Also, didn't Shrek have 3 kids?
He did. Maybe
Timothy
she didn't get
Chalamet's
accepted
playing
to
another one.
Shrek College. Yeah. They're just gonna redo
Shrek
challenges,
College. Yeah. Mike.
She went to college far, far away.
See, I think that my problem with the redesign is that I think people could have seen this coming, especially with Puss in Boots being, with their new animation style. I think it just caught everyone so off guard. But again, this is what they want. Like, they want people talking about their movie. And let's be honest, a redone design for Shrek is not going to make me not see this movie.
Oh, 100%.
I like everyone I talk to, everyone I've heard from, it's like, oh my gosh, this animation looks crazy. Here's my money.
Yeah.
Like it's not a deal breaker. And I don't think it's like that for anyone. So the more I watch it, like the stills feel weird. And I think this is what people had problems with for like The Thing and the Fantastic Four trailer. When you watch this clip, yeah, it feels a little bit off, but like the stills feel so weird. Like if you just look at them and just like overanalyze how they look, especially with the OG Shrek, it just feels uncomfortable. And I think the more visuals we get of Shrek in the group, like I think they got a year and a half to adjust some things here. I'm sure like the movie's probably not
honestly,
even
I
done
think
yet.
they might have done it on purpose just to get like a feedback. Like it's the ultimate like little feedback loop. Also, I saw it was the biggest trailer that Discussing Film on Twitter ever posted. Like the excitement around Shrek is huge. I do think it is like the Puss in Boots redesign. I just think they just need to tweak it a little bit, and we're there. Like as I'm looking at a picture right now of the Puss in Boots redesign from Shrek movies to his last movie, and it's a significant change, but like it amplifies the characteristics of like the first version. And I think that's the thing that Shrek is missing, where like it feels like it's too different instead of amplifying what made Shrek so good. Which I do think it's the eyes. The eyes need to be like a little farther apart. We're there.
And I think that we've just had so much time in between them,
Yes,
like
it's so ingrained in our mind.
Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, there's a massive difference in terms of animation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can feel like in Shrek 1, like love the movie, but there's some interesting parts of animation that are just kind of like for its time was great, but like I'm not going to say aged perfectly. As for Shrek 2, it's like I feel like there's parts of it that just automatically just like continues to get better. And then what has it been since the last Shrek? Like 15 years?
15 years.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Neither are.
Like I mean, we need more roars, and I could not be more excited for this movie. I'm so excited. Shrek rocks. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Give it to me now.
I hope this is closer to Shrek 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. Like I still like 3, but 4 is not the greatest. But Shrek 2 might be just like
4.
Shrek 2 might be the perfect animated movie. Like I love Shrek 2. I could watch Shrek 2 like every day, and I'd be like very pleased with
Shrek 2
my
rocks.
life. Maybe I'll watch
Like
Shrek 2 this
Sigma.
week.
Shrek 2 rocks.
Sigma Shrek, or human Shrek. He's just
Yeah.
probably the
Zac
most
Efron,
handsome guy
Shrek.
ever. The most handsome dude of
No,
all
not Zac
time.
Efron. Oh yeah, he did look like Zac Efron.
He looks like Zac
And then
Efron.
you
Live
got the
action.
singing. I Need a Hero, biggest, like one of the greatest
It's
needle
so
drops of
good,
all
dude.
time. Give it to me. And I think this is the opportunity for Shrek to be. This is their Top Gun Maverick for Shrek, and this is their opportunity to be great.
What is going to be their moment in this movie? That's like we get it. We get why it moved to the next level. Like what is
Yeah.
their fighter jet scene? Glenn Powell should be in this movie. Say it now.
But not animated. He shouldn't.
No,
he shouldn't
just
be animated.
just Glenn Powell as Glenn Powell walk. Dude, Glenn Powell is
Yeah.
the villain.
Oh, hey guys.
Glenn Powell is the villain would be great.
Like
All
have him
right.
like accidentally walk upon the swamp. He's just like
Yeah,
la-di-da-di, and it's,
he's a real estate agent just trying to sell the swamp. All right. Moving on to reviews. Invincible, season 3, episode 6. All I can say is I'm sorry. Mark and he fights. What's this guy's name? It's not Paul. What is it? What's the guy's name? That's like the new guy in this episode. I'm clearly spacing on it.
Huh?
The guy who like
Who's-
absorbs all the electricity and energy. What's it? I'm completely
Oh,
forgetting.
I
Is
forget
it by
his
Aaron
name.
Paul? I know. What? I just watched this too. This is bad radio. Bad radio. Hang on, I'm gonna figure it out. Give me 1 second.
Wait, in this episode, what he fights? Is this when he fights him like in the sewers or something? And this guy's
He fights him
family's
like
right
on the
next to him?
street, and he kills. Yeah, he kills the family. Spoiler. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. That was a really tough thing to watch.
Yeah.
That was a bummer.
Scott. Yeah, Aaron Paul was Scott, who was also what was that guy's name? That's so frustrating. I can't think of it. All right, Powerplex. Oh my god, that's frustrating. Yeah, he's Powerplex. I could not think of that. Dang. Good episode. I thought this was a good
It's okay.
episode.
It
I liked the commentary on like what the aftermath of Heroes and what we learned from them. Honestly, very big Batman v Superman vibes in this episode, I will say. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was like a very it wasn't like a big episode, but it was good all around. All right, let's move on. We're gonna move on because Jack's out of it. Jack will be back already. I just want to talk Severance so bad. Like, Charles,
Sorry about
get
that,
the heck out
fellas.
of here. Get the heck out of here, Charles. We gotta talk Severance.
Okay.
All right, Jack. Severance time. Let's do it.
oh,
All right.
What?
So, what?
what an episode.
What an episode is right.
So sad. Just, I mean, obviously full spoilers.
Full spoilers. Yeah, you cannot talk about the show. Also, one of the better directorial debuts ever. Insane.
Yeah.
By Jessica Lagrange. Like, good for her. Awesome. This was the Miss Casey episode, and it did deliver. It did deliver. We got to see Mark as handsome Professor Mark with a cool little beard. What a handsome fella he was.
It's insane. The amount of like confidence and charisma that just exudes from this individual. Like,
Oh yeah.
and it feels so different than the person that we know now.
It feels
Which
more
is
like any
just-
Mark.
Yeah, for sure. But even like he feels still very different from any Mark. You know, he just feels a little bit more free, as where any Mark is still a little bit like he unknowingly still feels the pain of his outie.
Yes. 1000%.
But I thought the coolest part about this episode was like the fact that we get to see a little bit into the bins that they're working for like, or like the files that
Yeah.
they're working on. We get to go into each of the, like some of these rooms, and what was it? Allentown
Yes.
was the one that Mark made. And that's the one where like, was it the same guy in each room?
Yeah, it was the same guy, but it seemed like she
Okay.
had multiple innies. Like each innie had their own room.
Yeah.
Because like the one was like it's Christmas all the time. The other one was like I was just here at the dentist. I saw someone online saying like this is testing the four like lumen like feelings.
Mm.
What was the four lumen?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and I think the fact that her Audi is like alive down there.
The four tempers. That's what it is. Woe, frolic, dread, and malice.
Okay.
Four tempers. It's like each room like represents a different one of the tempers. But
I think the like again the biggest like takeaway is that like Lumen is involved like
everywhere,
far beyond. Like they are everywhere. Like they are always watching. They they show this infertility that Mark and Gemma have dealt with, and they go to someone for help, and it literally like as she's signing the documents, you see the drop, like the lumen drop in the type.
Yeah,
like
the doctor's there.
Corner.
He's the guy at the clinic.
Yeah, and the doctor has this weird fixation on her as well. It's almost like an obsession.
Yes,
and they have that conversation.
He is like in love with her.
Yeah, and it's I think this episode is one where you can initially watch it and it's so easy for things to just fly by your head. Mm-hmm. But like you could watch it over and over and over again and find something new every single time.
1,000%.
But I don't know.
It was so good.
I don't know. I think heading forward, I think they're gonna give us Mark. Mark will be, I'm not gonna say fully reintegrated, but almost as like 90%.
Yeah.
Like I think they've kind of been teasing like Mark being reintegrated for several episodes now. And I think if they were to leave like the season finale and they're like the ending is like, oh, I'm 100% reintegrated. Like that's like kind of like, all right, like you're kind of pulling our leg. And they could do it in a very good and like style, like great fashion. But I think they need to get him fully reintegrated before the season ends.
Agreed. And I also think what's so amazing about this episode is, I don't know, I think the average audience member was like, all right, at the end of the day, I think I would prefer any Mark to be with Helly. Like have those two be together. And in one episode, I think it split the audience. And like, no, we do want a large group of people probably want the Audi Mark to be happy again with Gemma. And so now it's like there's this torn relationship between people like who they want, who they don't want. I think it's so well done in this episode. Truly incredible stuff. Some of the visual imagery was just like outstanding. The one at the end of the episode, her going down the elevator once again, and then him kind of coming into focus was just so good. And I loved the part where Audi Mark and her have that last conversation where she says, I love you. And it parallels the conversation where her innie is having with that guy. And it's like the lost love. And then Mark refusing to open the door because he knows once he opens the door, it's all real. And that conversation actually is going to have to happen where he learns that Gemma's dead. Was just so well done. And this show is shockingly gets better every single week. I cannot wait for next week. I think next week is going to be insane. Because usually like 8, 9, 10 for episodes, like it's going to be crazy. Next week's a very short episode, only 37 minutes compared to 50 for this episode. But yeah, it's just such a show.
I think as well, I think there's, with him being able to identify the body, I think this is pre-planned from her. I think someone from Lumen reached out to her and said, hey, we can fix your infertility.
Yes.
And this is how we're going to do it. She signs up for something she really doesn't know all too much about, but she knows that like her and Mark haven't necessarily felt that love. Not that it's like lost, but it's been tested.
Yeah.
And this is kind of her attempt to say, hey, like, I think there's no car crash. I think it's just completely staged. I think she knew where she was going. So or it could just be someone from Lumen. She had no idea, and they kind of just like kidnap her. But I feel like with how much they were involved throughout the entirety of the process in this episode, like there's almost not like a single time where you don't feel like someone from Lumen is like surrounding them. So I don't know, man. This show just continues to get better. I love this episode, but I was missing my glorious king, Mr. Milchick. So
no, he came. He was there. He was there.
Oh, I know, but like he was like, "You need to go back down," and I was like, "Hey, he's here!" And it's oh, he's gone. So I hope that we get to learn more about his. I'd like a super awesome Mr. Milchick switch episode. That would be quite possibly like the greatest thing ever. So
yeah, I'm with you. But
I think we.
All right, should we call back Charles? Call him back. Call back Charles. Call him back. He's not looking at us. Chuckles. Let's see. Does he look? This is really great radio, by the way. Oh, here we go. He's put it back on. All right. Before we get into the Oscars, we're going to talk about
you guys were.
It's a good episode, man. It's a good episode. Before we get into the Oscars, the last piece of news is the Oscar voters suck. 4 anonymous Oscar voters said that they did not watch Dune Part 2 and abstained from ranking it in the Best Picture ballot because one of them said, quote, "I couldn't get through the first Dune. I'm not rushing it for another 3 hours of Dune." Insane. I mean, just incredible that they are allowed to vote for Oscars like this. So the Oscars are now basically null and void. The only real award show is going to be ours. So whatever we say is true fact. No one can argue with it. Everyone else is real good. So let's get into.
I literally looked up when I saw this. I looked up how to become an Oscar voter because I was like, this is blasphemy. This is just goofy.
Yes. For those watching, we have a new background, first annual Oscars. So the way we did this is basically we each have our own 3 categories and then 5 main categories. Charles in the desert has 10% battery left. That is the most kismet ability with this show of Charles having technology issues. So we're going to let him go first with his 3 categories, and then Jack and I will alternate on ours because this guy
I should have brought
just ultimate.
I should have brought an extension cord, like a 200-foot extension cord from the room to here.
It wouldn't be an Oscar show without technical difficulties.
Yeah, truly. Wait, so am I doing the main 5 or?
Yes, you're gonna do your 5. You're gonna do your 3, and then Jack and I will alternate to see how long that you last, and then we'll go through the 5 main categories. So the 5 main categories we're gonna do, same as the actual Oscars, is picture, actor, actress, supporting actor, actress, and then everything else is what we made up for our own individual categories. If you both could text me the actor, supporting actor one, that'd be ideal, so I can pick that
in the chat.
Oh, cool. Charles, if you could as well.
Yep.
But Charles, please start us off.
Okay. So my first category, besides the main ones, is most aura-filled performance.
Oh, very nice.
And this one, I was going through to preface it. I haven't seen some of the main Oscar movies. Like I haven't seen The Brutalist, haven't seen
The Audience,
Substance. But
you and the Oscar voters are the same. You don't see everything.
Yeah. Well, so most aura-filled performance. I feel like you kind of have to go with the Lisa Al Gaib.
Oh,
Timothy
just going
Chalamet
right into it. No nominees.
Oh, the winner is
yes, Lisa Al Gaib. That's why we let Charles go first to really get like the kinks out of the way. As you can tell, we really practiced this before we did it. May thy knife ship in shatter.
Okay. I'm gonna give this one, and then I'm gonna let you guys go while I just remind myself the nominees for my other categories.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, most aura-filled performance, Lisa Al Gaib. I feel like you can't. There's like no really competition. I was going through all the movies I've watched and trying to think of like other aura, and I thought like, okay, maybe Henry Cavill and Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, but even then, there's nothing that really even comes close. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that one shot of him like facing the desert from behind, and then the other shot of him with like everyone bowing to him.
It's Dune all the way. For
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely Timmy C. Yeah.
All right. Should I go next then
What
so
do
you see like a different category, Charles?
Sure.
Okay. I will go next. My first category is top streaming movie of the year. These movies limited to streaming releases. The first nominee is Juror Number 2 on Max, the one to watch. My second nominee is Rebel Ridge on Netflix. My third nominee is Ricky Stenicki on Amazon Prime. My fourth nominee is Hitman on Netflix. And my fifth nominee is the titular, the perfect Millie Bobby Brown, Damsel on Netflix. And the winner of Best Streaming Movie of 2024 at the Real Serious Awards show is Hitman, starring Glenn Powell. Congratulations to everyone involved in that film.
Glenn, come on up. Come on up,
Glenn. Come on up. We'll see him a lot this show.
Oh my gosh.
All right. We got to go back to
love
Chuck, I think, because I don't know if he's going to have battery life.
Let's go, Chuckles.
Going back to me.
Going back.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next category is biggest disagreement with critics. The nominees for this one are Alex Garland's Civil War. We've got it's Zoe Kravitz, right? Yeah, Zoe Kravitz, Blink Twice. And finally, we've got, is it Gintz Zilbalotis? Is that how you pronounce it? Flo?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just keep
Yeah,
going.
we'll say
You
that.
got this.
Yeah.
Sure.
This one was tough because Civil War I couldn't stand, but also didn't go in with as high of expectations as Flo. So the winner is going to have to be Flo for reasons that I kind of talked about earlier.
Congratulations to Flo for winning a Real Serious Award.
Yeah.
Huge for the program.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Charles, in your last category.
My last category is biggest waste of an A-list reservation.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Nominees are also Alex Garland's Civil War.
Okay.
Matthew Vaughn's Argyle. Mm-hmm. S.J. Clarkson's Madam Web. Gabriella Cauperfuete's ISS. And the last one is Jake Kasdan's Red One.
Oh, this is a tough category.
These are the nominees.
Anyone could win.
It's a very tough category. It could really go any way, any direction. I think Megalopolis, you could argue that was snubbed from the nominations, but I think a lot of people just wanted to go. You would snub it?
I would argue it was a snub.
Yeah. Well, here's what some people may argue is there was so much talk of the town on Megalopolis that like you kind of had to go see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it good? No. But was it a waste of an A-list reservation? Probably not.
Probably not. So true.
Probably
Good
not.
call. Good call.
And I think the winner is gonna be Alex Garland's Civil War.
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations to Civil War. It won something.
It did. Congrats. Huge. Huge. Well, that was a great categories, Charles. We hope that you survive the rest of the award show, but just in case, we really appreciate the contribution. Yes. Thank you for your contribution. Should we do a real category, then get to Jack? Or should we save those categories for the end?
I'm fine with that.
All right.
Let's do a real one.
Let's do Best Supporting Actress. The nominees are the same nominees as the actual Oscars. So
You better know them.
I know. I do know half of them, but I'm trying to pull up the other names because I don't know the other half.
Monica,
yeah. Also,
Barbero?
I get to see all of your votes, and let me tell you, disagree. The nominees are Monica Barrero for A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for The Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. And the Real Serious Award goes to Ariana Grande for Wicked. In a very close race, by just 2 points, she ended up winning based on our rating schedule. So very, very well done, Miss Grande. We hope that you will accept your award. It'll be mailed to you in 3 to 6 business days. I hope you enjoy. All right, Jack.
Oh man, you know I wanted to put some thought into some of these categories.
That's good. I'm glad.
I think one that always sticks out is just the sheer amount of MCU talk that we have. I feel like I had to include best performance by an MCU actor or someone who's participated in the MCU but not in a Marvel movie. So the nominees are Sebastian Stan from The Apprentice, Sebastian Stan again for Different Man, Chris Hemsworth for Furiosa, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but now it's the MCU. It's now part of the MCU. Or I guess it always has been.
True.
And everyone's favorite, Chris Evans for Red One. And
no Guy Pearce.
Yeah, what the heck?
No, Guy Pearce is that
no
flew
Florence
over my head.
Pugh.
That flew over my head. That flew over my
head. No
head.
Andrew Garfield or Florence Pugh. Wow.
I already had.
Well,
to be honest,
yeah, Andrew Garfield is MCU.
I know. I missed out on some there. I really did. But I think the winner, it doesn't matter. I think we all know who this is going towards.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth for Furiosa.
Wow. Oh. Whoa.
That's not where I thought it was going.
That is not where I thought that was going. Wow.
Incredibly underappreciated. Furiosa is that is Chris Hemsworth's best piece of cinema. It's an absolute shame that it was just. You might find that Furiosa comes up later in this award show as well, but Mr. Hemsworth, congratulations. Sebastian Stan, no doubt an amazing year, but from the
Sebastian Stan all-time sell.
No,
you're up there twice, all-time sell.
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe. But very, very happy with. In all seriousness, though, like I love Furiosa, and I think I'm very, very passionate towards that movie. So
yes. All right, let's do another one of the main categories. We'll do supporting actor now, and the nominees are Yura Borsova for Honora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. And the Real Serious Award goes to Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. He was a real pain in that movie, and he is now a winner. So congratulations to Mr. Culkin.
Whoa,
great
that
job.
Was good.
Thank you.
That was cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. All right, I'll do my next category. Best back-to-back to possibly back movies of 2024. So this is actors or actresses who are in multiple movies in 2024 and the overall scope of their filmography in that year. So first nominee is Sebastian Stan for A Different Man, The Apprentice, and Captain America 4. Back-to-back, Aaron Taylor Johnson for Fall Guy, Craven, and Nosferatu. Samuel L. Jackson for Argyle and Garfield. Dan Stevens for Garfield and King Kong. And finally, Margaret Qualley for Drive Away Dolls, Kinds of Kindness, and The Substance. And the Real Serious Award goes to Miss Margaret Qualley for Drive Away Dolls, Kinds of Kindness, and The Substance. Congratulations, Miss Qualley. Yes.
I feel that Willem Dafoe
competition too.
That was tough.
Willem Dafoe was snubbed.
Willem Dafoe was snubbed. Yes. Big snub.
But Margaret earned the award nonetheless.
Yes, she did. All right, before we jump back to Jack's category, let's do Best Actor. So the Best Actor award, big drama here, big tough category. Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan, a heavy nominee during this award show, for The Apprentice. And the Real Serious Award goes to, drumroll, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave. Let's go.
Woohoo!
Ralph Fiennes.
Rafe, come up. Accept your award.
It's Rafe Fiennes.
Ralph, good job, Ralph. You did a great job. I'm like John Travolta with Adina Manza. So that's a fun reference to about 10 years ago, huh?
Unreal.
Yeah. Jack, what do you got?
My next one, I have biggest surprise of 2024.
All right.
And I think, obviously very personal to me, but the nominees include Dee Dee, The Beekeeper, The Wild Robot, Sing Sing, and Beetlejuice. So the criteria for this category is the standards were not the same for all of these movies. And heading into a movie, you may say, what, I don't think this is for me. There's been several times where I've seen a trailer and I said, you know what, I don't think I'm going to really like this, but I'm going to go see it anyway. But then there's some movies where you see it and you're like, I'm kind of interested. I think this could be good. And it meets or possibly slightly exceeds your expectations. But out of 2024, the biggest surprise was Beetlejuice. Congratulations, Beetlejuice.
That's disgusting. Oh, I think we lost Charles. He had to step away from that awful win for Beetlejuice. Just disgusting. Ugh.
Look, Sing Sing is a phenomenal movie, and I love it, and I will defend it. But I couldn't say I walked out of that movie as surprised as I was with Beetlejuice.
No way. All right, fine. Hey, it's your category. All right. Now for the final, second to last real category, the Best Actress. So, the nominees are Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madsen for Anora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. And the real award goes to Mikey Madsen for Anora in a big upset, as she barely won this award, but congratulations to her nonetheless. Some of us may disagree, but clearly Jack is happy, so it's all that matters.
I think if Charlie would have seen The Substance, maybe Demi Moore would have been.
My queen Demi is robbed once again, but it's fine. All right, my last category: movies that would be improved if Glenn Powell was in them. Number one, Madam Web, if he was the titular Madam Web. Number two, Ghostbusters, if he led a team of new Ghostbusters. Number three, Conclave, just a random cardinal. I think it would have been a little interesting. Megalopolis, as anyone. I think it would have been great there. Juror number two, as an additional juror. And finally, Anora, as a confused guy in the background, because he does that so well. Yes. And the winner for Best Movie Improved if Glenn Powell was in it is Conclave. Congratulations to Conclave as a random cardinal.
I love that, man. I mean,
Yes.
I'm so happy for him. He totally deserved this one. I totally agree. Conclave with Glenn Powell, he would have brought a certain aura, to this church that is very much would be so desired.
Yes, I agree. I really wish that next year we're gonna have a category called Movies Most Improved if the Muppets were in it. And we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, so just shout out for next year. All right, Now we're on the big one. We are on the one that matters most.
Do you want me to do mine and then you'll do Best Picture?
Oh wait, yeah, you have one more. Sorry.
Yeah. So now you're good. I just didn't want to us to reach the climax and then we're like, all right, guys.
So true.
We got one more.
Yeah.
All right. Biggest masterpiece flop of 2024. A lot of great movies came out. And unfortunately, as an audience, we didn't do these movies justice. You know,
we did not.
We did not call 1,000 or 2,000 of our closest friends and tell them to go see these movies. And we failed them. So I think this moment, we must reflect on the movies that we have failed.
Yes.
Biggest masterpiece flop of 2024. And the nominees are The Bike Riders, The Fall Guy, Furiosa, Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim, and Megalopolis. While it may be up for debate if that is a masterpiece or not,
there's a huge snub in this category. I cannot wait to talk about.
And the winner is Furiosa.
Yeah.
What did I happen to snub out of this
Horizon.
category?
Horizon missed. Horizon. Big miss. We should have part 2, part 3, part 4 by now, but Horizon betrayed.
If I had seen Horizon, it would have probably been on here. You know, probably replacing.
You're just like the Oscar voters. I know. It's okay. All right. The one everyone's waiting for. It's 11 p.m. Conan O'Brien is making one last joke, but here we go. Best Picture, baby. The nominees are Honora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. And the Real Sears Award goes to Dune Part 2. Denis Villeneuve, Tanya Lapointe, Caleb Boyer, and Mary Parent. So congratulations to Dune Part 2 on winning the first annual Real Serious Best Picture of the year. Congrats. Just incredible stuff all around.
Deserved.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
It's not getting the attention that it deserves, but they got the award that matters.
Yeah.
Man, what an award show.
Yeah. You know, for the first one, I think we did quite well. Clearly practiced quite a few times and really knew what we were doing. But like anything else in this podcast, we just that's what we just do. We just do that. But yeah, so good week upcoming. Next week, I think next week is Mickey 17, I think.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
You're so fine.
So fine.
You blow my mind.
Blow my mind.
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
They better play that song, by the way. Yes, next week is Mickey 17. We'll talk about that next week. Following week, we have Novocaine and Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. Also on that week, do you know what we have? The 14th?
The 14th. Let me blank. No, we have the
I'll give you a hint if you want.
What's it start with?
It starts with the electric.
Oh, the Electric State.
Yeah, baby. Netflix's original, The Electric State.
I am electric. This news has electrified me, and it will send me into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. Pretty
pumped. Buy the Steelbook.
Oh, yeah. When it comes out, ever. Yeah, right. But yeah, and then we have Snow White the following week. So it's going to be a great couple weeks upcoming on the pod. Hopefully some more news coming soon. I would not be shocked with Snow White if we get some big trailers. So just be ready for that. But yeah, that's all we got. Jackie, anything else?
I think we feel very blessed to have this platform to state our strong opinions about some of the greatest movies of 2024. And for all of you that have spent time with us, whether this be your morning, your evening, or your afternoon, we're all incredibly grateful that you spent this time with us. And that's all, folks.
That's all. As Porky Pig would say, that's all, folks. But yeah, awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us on this award show. Next year, I guess we'll all dress up since Jack really just outshined us, as he always usually does anyway. But All right.
Stop it. Stop it.
Ah, come on, this guy. All right. Well, have a great week at the box office. Have a wonderful time watching Mickey 17. Me personally, I'm a big Mickey 14 guy, so we'll have to just see how he does in the movie. But yeah, peace out.